Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and yesterday I got a comment from a user asking me why, despite Samsung flagships and the iPhones being priced similar at launch, why is the resale value of an iPhone higher? So this got me thinking. Well, it was easy to dismiss the question in one word. At least let's assume that Android and iOS both have their own sets of pros and cons. Let's put a pin on it. Resale values. There are two reasons to this mainly, and given that this is something I've been asked about multiple times, I thought I'll shoot a video explaining it. A reply on YouTube won't reach a lot of you, and I sure as hell can't compress this into a single tweet. So here goes. Number one, price drops. Let's leave the S7 out of it for the time being, but apart from that, right from the Galaxy S3 to the S6, for 4 years, Samsung's launched their flagship S phone at unsustainable prices. And for various reasons, these prices have plummeted, often by about 20% in a matter of weeks after the launch event. This is not just for the Samsung S series, it happens to a lot of other phones from Samsung as well. So though the launch price might be the same, when it comes time to resell, the iPhone at that time is actually priced higher, meaning it will fetch you a better price. But then again, these are just a guy sitting in front of the camera and talking stuff. Words are just words, anyone can do it. Let's actually look at hard facts, because numbers can't lie, right? So let's take the flagship iPhones and S phones that are at least moderately relevant today. The iPhone 5s, the Galaxy retailer, but for the sake of this video, in the interest of fairness, we are sticking with the official prices from Flipkart or Amazon. Now, the iPhone 5s was released in November 2013, almost 6 months later in April 2014 for a launch price of $51,500. So this means a 59.8% price drop for the iPhone 5s and 33.4% drop per month for Samsung. Remember, it's not exactly fair to 14 iPhone, that is the iPhone 6. Samsung does even worse, even if we take into account the newer Galaxy S6. The iPhone 6s seems to be an anomaly because Apple kinda did the Samsung thing here and launched it at a very unsustainable price of 62,000 rupees. That was a joke. And this time Apple has Samsung kind of numbers to show for it. But like I said, that's the exception rather than the norm. And the point I'm trying to make here is, if you buy a Galaxy S or an iPhone, it's too early to tell, but this is something positive I'm saying from Samsung and I'm liking it. That said, the damage done has been done over 4 years and it's not going to change overnight. It's going to take a couple of generations at least. Remember at the start of this video, I told you there are a couple of reasons. Well, let's actually get to the next reason. Now, let's say you take an iPhone 6 and an S6. Both carry price tags of 38,500 and 33,000 rupees respectively today. And let's say you've owned either phone for 6 months and you want to sell it at a good price. What do you think you can get? If I were to guess, I would 10%. Here's where Samsung screwed their own brand image. Now, I'm going to take you to a conversation I had with a friend of mine a few years back. This guy actually around 2 years back bought himself a used iPhone 3GS for around 14,000 rupees. I asked him why? Why would you do that? And he told me, well, it's an iPhone. And I was like, get a Samsung instead. I mean, get an Android phone, why not? And he was like, well, I could actually save the money up and even buy a Samsung phone, an S5 for around 40,000 bucks at that point. But what's the point? I walk into office with the phone and someone else comes in with a 20,000 buck, what is that, the Grand or something, and says, hey, you have a Samsung, I have a Samsung Galaxy 2. You know, same phone, it's the same. And I really didn't have anything to tell him, because there have been times when I was reviewing these phones and I've grabbed the wrong phone. Want to talk to me about the S6? That's running through your heads right now. If you want to say, hey, S6, Samsung improved the design, it's premium. I agree. With the S6, Samsung did a very good thing. Premium design, glass back, looked beautiful. But then what did they do with the 2016 A series? Glass back, very similar. See, this is how Samsung's marketing works. Market the hell out of the flagship phones and then create overpriced but underpowered mid-rangers that look like flagship knockoffs and sell them. This kind of works especially in a country people who are tech savvy. Okay, because you're tech savvy, odds are if you want a phone in the 20-30,000 price segment, you'd probably buy a Xiaomi or a OnePlus or a Lenovo or a Motorola. But Samsung's current target demographic for the mid-range phones are more of people who watch a Galaxy Note 7 ad or a Note 5 ad or a S7 ad and then walk into a local retailer's local store and say Samsung's marketing. That's an entire video by itself. I'm not really gonna talk about that now. So the reason why I brought it up here is because this kind of cannibalizes the flagships. It kind of degrades or kind of dilutes, kind of waters down the flagship, the premium experience you get from the flagships. So the brand value here is taking a hit. Kind of like a short-term gains is what Samsung gets, but over the long term, the brand value does go down because of this. And that in turn hits resale values, which in turn again cuts down the brand value. And it's a vicious cycle that Samsung's got themselves caught up in. So what would be my suggestion to fix this? Well, I would say stop mimicking the flagship phone. Stop trying to put in underpowered internals into a phone that looks like your flagship. And I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who's currently saying, you shut up, you don't know anything. Everybody cannot buy a Galaxy S7, okay? So shut up, you can buy it, be happy. For people who can't afford it, Samsung is doing good thing, giving Galaxy A series. That's not what it is. I understand it looks like the S, but wouldn't you rather prefer Samsung actually put in good internals and stop skimping out on sensors or the brightness sensor? And Samsung loves turning off haptic feedback. Stop doing these gimmicky stuff. Stop giving S-Bike modes and stuff and instead actually put in good internals in a competitively priced mid-range phone. I don't expect it to go toe-to-toe with a Xiaomi or a OnePlus, but still decent phones. Instead of cannibalizing their own flagship markets, well, at least that's my take on it. That's what I would think would work. Anyway, these are two reasons why I feel Samsung flagships generally don't get you the same resale values as an iPhone, at least here in India. If you're watching it from anywhere else in the world, how's it wherever you are? Does it work the same way or is Samsung different there? Let me know in the comments below. So that's it. If you guys agree with me, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. If you disagree, again, let me know. If you feel there's something I've missed, again, you know what to do. Head on straight to the comment section. So now, on a personal note, guys, it's much easier to be a tech YouTuber and make positive videos. You know, people who bought the phones are happy, brands are happy. But when you make videos on topics that brands don't want, like this one here, you know, there's a certain amount of backlash as a YouTuber I face. Sometimes it's from the brand, sometimes it's from the brand fanboys, and it gets harder and harder to do videos like this. My request, make our life a little easier. If you see something that you feel is honest and you appreciate, share the video, vote it up, and that goes a long way in helping keeping us motivated. So I know it's kind of, you know, you hear that every video, share this video, give it a thumbs up. You know, it's kind of become very monotonous. It's just something we say at the end of the video, but we actually want you to do it. You know, hit that thumbs up button, share it. You might have just 2 followers on Twitter. It doesn't matter, just tweet it out. Maybe one extra person watches, each person counts. So that's it for this video. It's just something I wanted to tell you guys about, and of course hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you'd like to see me shoot more of these kind of non-review, just my take on things kind of videos. And if you do, again, you can hit me up in the comments. How many times am I going to talk about the comments? Sorry. Anyway, this is what happens when I go off script a lot. So thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, this is Ash here from C4E Tech signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye now.